show. Hello, yeah, it's Saturday night. Welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. We're coming to you from London. Of course, is where we record it. And if any Americans are watching and don't know where London is, this week, CNN provided a helpful map. This is what they put on their thing to show everyone where... show everyone in America where we are. Right in the centre of Norwich. I hope, like me, you're getting excited about the Olympics. Are you getting in the Olympic mood, ladies and gentlemen? If you have been lucky enough to get a ticket for any of the events, bear in mind that this week, Olympic bosses released a list of items that spectators are banned from taking into the stadium. And these are large umbrellas, flags, flasks, fireworks, skateboards, roller skates, any type of skates, bicycles, coins, lighters, suitcases, refrigerators, horns, large photographic equipment, including tripods, balls, animals, bats, whistles, drums, food, lasers, frisbees, advertising or promotional equipment of any kind, liquids, glass bottles, and booze. But have a great time when you're in there. That's a killjoy right there, isn't it? That's the actual list, by the way. We didn't make that up. So that means I don't think this fella will get in, OK? But this is the look we're recommending to make sure you get your seat. So there you go. So, fine figure of a young man. You don't want to know where he's keeping his tickets. In fashion news, this is genuinely the latest look taking the animal world by storm. Once again, we haven't mocked this up. This is a genuine photograph. Look at that. Right? Cock-a-doodle-don't. That is called a cicchini, OK? It is. Seriously, it's a cicchini that they put on the poor little chickens who've lost their feathers. They lose their feathers sometimes. Keep them warm in the winter. They put on a cicchini. Not making it up. However, I'm worried that the roosters will feel left out, so I have created a brand new thing for them, the chong. The chong. So that... I like the chong. That'll keep his nuggets warm. OK, I saw this, before we get started with the show, I just want you to see this. I saw this on the internet this week. Give it some time, you'll see this is a great clip. Let's have a look who's on the show tonight. It's a great lineup. You know kind of who's on already, don't you? I think you know who's on the show. My first guest is a brilliant young Scottish comedian. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the fabulous Kevin Bridges. There he is. OK, Kevin. Kevin, I believe, is this true? You just moved out from your parents? You just bought a house in Glasgow?
Yes, I did.
It's the second one you looked at, isn't it? Because I believe the first one, the survey revealed there was a moose loose about the hoose.
Yes.
See, it's jokes like that, which is why some Scots want independence, isn't it? Mr. Kevin Bridges, ladies and gentlemen, he's here on the show this evening. My next guest is multi-award-winning pop star, the fabulously talented Jessie J. Check her out, there she is. J to the E to the S-S-E-J. That's what I'm talking about. All the greatest pop stars use just an initial these days. You've got Plan B, Jay-Z, Ice-T, and there's always one that is the exception to the rule, H from Steps. Jessie will not only be chatting this evening, she will also be performing too live at the end of the show, singing live in the studio. Jessie J, ladies and gentlemen. We have another guest for you. One woman faints. Pass the salts, because my next guest needs no introduction. He is... Don't gasp like that. How do you think the rest of us men feel when you go like that? Our next guest is... Don't do it again. It's like his bloody pantomime. I'm not going to bring out Captain Hook. David Beckam. If you keep going, we won't get him out of here. We won't have time. Yes, you've got a couple of fans in. Don't you agree with me, ladies and gentlemen? Don't you all think that David should actually be Sir David Beckam? Do you not agree with that? You should be. And I think there's one going this week. They've got a spare one.
I heard that.
Isn't it great to have David home in the UK, ladies and gentlemen? You know what? Let's lock the doors and keep him. We'll send the Hoff back instead. David Beckam, ladies and gentlemen, there he is. He's on the show tonight. OK. Before we get to that, and I know you're keen to get on the show, we've been spent some special chocolate in this week, and it's chocolate you can mould into things. So you kind of play with your food, despite what you've been told, and you can make it into shapes. And they've made some models of people on the show to show you, and we thought you might like to see them. So we've got... Here's me. They've made this one of me out of chocolate. OK. Wibble wobble. So that's me there. And then you've got a chocolate Kevin. They've done us a chocolate Kevin here, which is here, right? And for authenticity, they've deep-fried him. We've got Jessie J. Here's Jessie J. There's a chocolate Jessie J. And you can tell it's her, because if you pull, the leg comes right off. Well, it's not a real leg. And we've got the best bit, of course, for us. We've saved you a chocolate David Beckam. That's right, ladies, a chocolate David Beckam. OK? That's right, David. Made out of chocolate. Look at that. All the tats on there. And they also sent us a couple of these. I don't know where these go, but a couple of these... I would say what they are, but the phrase forever wash is impossible for me to pronounce. I've got Kevin Bridges all over my fingers. It's not a good feeling. Let's get him out of there. He's one of the funniest stand-ups touring today, one of the best comics in the country, the magnificent Kevin Bridges. Chocolatey stuff, it's a real version of you. Young Kevin, grab a seat. Have you ever eaten any kind of a sweetie cooked in batter? That's the kind of myth about Scotland? They don't really do that?
Just, I was wondering how long it would take. What was that? 10 seconds?
I did, when I was in Edinburgh, I did have a pie in a fish and chip shop that was wrapped in batter and deep-fried. It was delicious.
Ah, it's good. It's nice. I think anyone's ever doubted that it tastes good. I think it's just the fact that shortens your life expectancy quite dramatically.
Yeah. Did you chat with David backstage, or is the fact that you are from Scotland, is there any rivalry? Because you're a football fan, I believe.
No, he's caused some of the best moments in Scottish football history. The penalty miss in Euro 2004. We had a street party that night.
Kevin!
We're actually talking about cats. Just found that he doesn't like cats.
He doesn't
Same
like...
as myself. So there we go, with something in common.
What do you not like about cats, you two?
Just their attitude.
David, the same thing with you? You think they're snooty?
Not really, I'm a dog man.
OK.
I'm the same.
That sounded terrible.
Yeah. Jessie, how do you feel about them?
I like turtles.
Don't make it more complicated than it is already. You've moved out. I'm right. You've moved out from home.
Yep. Since
so how old are you, Kevin, that you made this momentous leap?
Well, I was 24 when I moved. I'm 25 now. I moved in the summer.
24. That's a kind of good these days. You know, people stay with their parents as possible. They get a bit of money put by there. How's it been? How's it been moving out? How do you find it? Are you living on your own or with a flatmate?
No, I live on my own, and it's all right. I don't cook though, so I had to rely on sort of phoning home deliveries, phoning takeaways. But obviously that's quite unhealthy. So what I done was I bought a treadmill. So I stand on the treadmill and phone a Chinese, and then run until it comes.
So you burn up the calories before it comes?
Before it comes. It's all right at the midweek. It's quite good. It only takes about 20 minutes. I'll stick a wee incline on. But at the weekend, you're talking about a 50-minute sprint. So I live in the nice bit of Glasgow. It can be found. I was a bit shocked as well.
Yeah.
I was getting pictures. Or there's a card with a valid tax disc. I'm getting pictures.
Are they posh neighbours then? If it's a nice part of Glasgow, is it a posh part of town? Because I remember going to Edinburgh and there was a kind of very posh part of Edinburgh.
Aye.
Real kind of old-school, posh kind of people. And it's kind of posher than Glasgow anyway, isn't it, Edinburgh?
Ah, that's the old stereotype. Edinburgh, it's got its rough bits as well. They just try and hide it.
Yeah. They're outside, aren't they, a little bit?
A few street jugglers and some pantomime to try and cover up for that sort of stuff.
I went to a place called, I think it was called Pennywell or something once.
Sounds pretty nice.
There was a pub with no windows.
A pub with no windows?
Yeah.
You sure it wasn't the beer garden you were sitting in?
I actually saw... It was inside. Do you find, but do people, because you got the Glasgow accent, do people think that you're a bit tasty? Do you get unwanted attention?
I think I maybe terrified Bex in the green room there. Probably associates my accent with Alex Ferguson, so he's probably sitting...
You know what? Why don't we see if you can give him the hairdryer treatment back there?
No, his hair's looking great, isn't it?
Do you miss that? Do you miss having Alex talk gently to you when you've made a slight mishap in one of the...
I mean, I miss everything about Sir Alex. Everything.
That's the most diplomatic answer anyone's ever given about Alex Ferguson. So you're going on a big tour, aren't you? You've got a big tour coming up.
Yes. My first tour was just a collection of stuff that I'd done through my whole...
For years?
Years, so this is the second.
You used to talk quite a lot about your family and growing up and kids at school and that kind of stuff, and presumably you can't now so much, especially if you're not living at home. So do you have to find, or can you still draw on them for...
Well, my tour's called The Story Continues, so it's a sort of... I'll be talking about moving into my new pad and all that sort of stuff. And
so you've got all material based on what's going on there?
Aye, no, I just... Not everything's about sort of... It's not always biographical, so stuff, whatever happens in the world.
Yeah. Let's talk about your TV show. Kevin Ridges, Watch the Story.
Yeah.
OK, it's a brilliant idea for a show. I'm surprised no one's done it before. Could you explain the premise?
Just based on the routine, we'll show a bit of the routine, then it'll sort of me going behind the jokes.
So you look at the material that you did on stage, and the tour was a fabulous success. You look at that, and then you say, OK, where did that story actually come from, if it was based in truth?
Pretty much.
And you go back, so you go and speak to the people who you were inspired by?
Yep, my mum and dad are on the show. They're on the first episode.
Because you gave your dad quite a hard time, didn't you?
Aye, we've done a bit about catching him watching porn. So...
And what did you...
So you got to confront me about that on the show.
And what did you call him? What did you refer to him as on stage?
I think it was an arsehole, was it?
No, I think it's a dirty old...
Oh, a dirty bastard. Oh, that's right. And an arsehole, I think.
Well, you've called him an arsehole now as well. It's lovely for your father. And did your dad mind being called it?
No, because he gets people where he lives in Clydebank. There's people in the street who recognise him as my dad, and they're always shouting, "You dirty bastard, Dad." And he's saying he hates it because it's like 13, 14-year-olds shouting "dirty bastard, Andy." And there's people looking at the guy going, "I wonder who that is."
So what's the story with this? Because I'm going to show a clip in a moment. I looked at it, I thought, why are you here? You go over to visit a bunch of American teenagers.
That's right. I've done a routine about American house parties that you see on movies. Yeah. And then compared to the parties I had growing up, how they were kind of different. And we've been over to America. I just used a name. I said the name Chad Hogan.
So that was a name as a kind of generic American...
A generic American, let's go to Chad Hogan's. And then it turns out this guy called Chad Hogan got bombarded on Facebook. And he sent me an email saying, thanks to you, I've got like 10,000 friends on Facebook, and next time you want to come and party, give me a shout. So obviously this idea for the show came up.
So Chad Hogan... But you didn't know of a Chad Hogan, you just, made up
American.
The name. And so what kind of things did you say about your parties and Chad's, this imaginary Chad's parties? Just that he had a band booked and red cups, and there's 35-year-old guys going, yeah, I guess you've just got the third base, man, yeah. And and your parties are just like 6 guys playing the PlayStation and fighting with each other. So you went out to meet him? Went over to meet him, and he threw us a party. OK, well, let's have a look. This is Kevin meeting Chad Hogan, who previously you thought you'd made up. I thought it was a fictional beast. But the real Chad Hogan was kind enough to invite you to a party. Here we go.
Chad had saved the best for last. Definitely something I have never seen at any party I've been to. A hot tub.
You came to the right party! Chad Hogan's party!
See, in Scotland, I'd be using the toilet by about midnight, man.
Chad's party, as predicted, is as far removed from my experiences of an empty as it's possible to be, despite there being one reminder of Scotland.